1 of the Indian Penal Code provides continuance of nuisance after injunction to discontinue. You know, public nuisance can be prevented by injunction by the executive magistrate. If somebody has been prevented or injected for not committing a public nuisance, if he commits that public nuisance or repeats the public nuisance, then he is to be punished. What it provides? Whoever repeats or continues a public nuisance, repeats or continues a public nuisance, having been enjoined means restrained by injunction order, having been enjoined by any public servant who was enjoined, sometimes it may be order of a public servant, restrained, who has lawful authority to issue such injunction, not to repeat or continue such nuisance. If a public servant who has authority to issue injunction, preventing somebody, restraining somebody from committing public nuisance, in spite of that, if somebody continues or repeats that public nuisance, then he shall be punished with simple imprisonment for a term of extended with 6 months or with both. Then section 292, sale, etc. of obscene books, etc. Section 292 provides that if a person sells obscene books or any books, any pamphlet, writing, etc., is liable for punishment. What it provides? For the purpose of subsection 2, a book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation, figure, or any other object shall be deemed to be obscene. When it is deemed to be obscene, if it is lascivious. Lascivious means lustful, or appeals to the prurient interest. Prurient means what? Arousing sexual desire. That is prurient interest, or if its effect, or where it comprises 2 or more distinct items. The effect of one of its items is, if taken as a whole, such as to tend to deprave and corrupt persons who are likely, having regard to all relevant circumstances, to read, see or hear the matter contained or embodied in it. So, section 292 says, what is obscene matters? What is obscene? When a particular thing, particular book, particular pamphlet, particular paper, that will be treated as obscene. It will be treated as obscene if it is lascivious, that is lustful, or that is in Odia we may say amuddipa, or appeal to the prurient interest, sexual arousing, or if it affects or when or more distinct items, the effect of any operation is, if taken as a whole, such as to tend to deprave and corrupt persons who are likely having regard to all relevant circumstances to read. Who will read, they will thereby that will become lascivious, that will be prurent. So those are to be treated, that is deemed to be obscene. Then subsection 2 says, whoever sells, lets to the hire, distribution, publicly exhibits, or in any manner puts into circulation, or for purpose of sale, hire, distribution, public exhibition or circulation, makes, produces, or as in its possession any obscene book, pamphlet, paper drawing, this painting, representation, figure, or any other obscene object, whatsoever, sells and also import, export, or conveys any obscene object. What is obscene object? That is subsection 1 provides, that is obscene object. or having reason to believe that such object will be shown, led to have, distributed, or publicly exhibited, or in any manner put into circulation, or takes part in or receive profits from any business, in the course of which he knows or has reason to believe that any such object, obscene objects, are for any of the purpose aforesaid made, produced, purchased, that a business is, he receives any profit from an obscene objects, are kept, imported, exported, conveyed, publicly exhibited, or in any manner put into circulation, or advertise this or makes known by any means whatsoever that any person is engaged or is ready to engage in any act which is an offense under this section, or that any such obscene object can be procured from or through any person, or offers or attempts to do any act which is an offense under this section, then shall be punished on first occasion, first conviction with imprisonment by either decision for a term which may extend to 2 years, and with fine, which may extend to 2,000. And in the event of second or subsequent conviction, with imprisonment by either discretion for a term which may extend to 5 years, and also with fine, which may extend to 5,000. Then exceptions is there. This section does not extend to any book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation of figure, the publication of which is true to be justified as being for the public good. If a particular obscene object, it may be treated as an obscene if a publication is required for public good, on the ground that such book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation or figure is in the interest of science, literature, art, learning, or other object of general concern, or which is kept or used bona fide for religious purposes. You know, in religious purposes, something something can exhibited for religious purposes. In Konark temple, we find some this obscene objects, but that is exception. Then any representation, sculpture, engraved, painted, or otherwise represented, or in any ancient monument within the meaning of the ancient monument and archaeological sites and Remains Act 1958, that is exception. Any temple or any car festival in the car used for the conveyance of idols or kept or used for any religious purpose. Or if any object is that is lascivious or truant interest, appeals to the truant interest, if that has been exhibited in any temple, that is in car for the religious purpose, that is an exception. So that is not punishable. This is section 292. Section 292 A. Printing etc. of grossly indecent or scurrilous matter or matter intended for blackmail or blackmailing if somebody prints that or prints or causes to print it in a newspaper, periodical or circular or exhibits or causes to exhibit it to public view or distribute just like conveys any picture or any printed or written document which is grossly indecent or is scurrilous or intended for blackmail, knowing or having reason to believe that such picture, document will be printed, sold, laid up for here, distributed or publicly exhibited, or any manner put to circulation. That is for the purpose of blackmailing, printing, etc., of grossly indecent thing or scurrilous matter or matter intended for blackmailing. Two types of two categories. Similarly, advertises or makes known by any means whatsoever that any person is engaged or is ready to engage in any act which is an offense under this section, or that any such newspaper, periodical, circular, picture, or other period of other printed or written documents which is grossly indecent or is scurrilous or intended for blackmail can be procured from or through any person, or offers or attempts to do any act which is an offense under this section shall be punished with imprisonment either days or for a term which will extend to 2 years or more. Provided for a second and any subsequent offense under this section, he shall be punished with imprisonment which shall not be less than 6 months and not more than 2 years and with fine. Explanation: for the purpose of this section, the word scurrilous shall be deemed to include any matter which is likely to be injurious to morality or is calculated to injure any person. Provided that it is not scurrilous to express in good faith anything whatever respecting the conduct of a public servant in the discharge of his public function or respecting characters so far his character appear in that conduct and for no further. In the public function, if somebody that makes any prints or causes to be printed in any newspaper, etc., any manner puts into circulation any picture, any document which is gross, that is not a any person touching any public question and respecting his character so far as its character appears in that conduct. And explanation 2. In deciding whether any person has committed an offense under this section, the court shall have regard inter alia to the following considerations. Apart from that, the general character of the person charged and whether relevant the nature of his business. You should read the nature of, here in the explanation 2, how evidence is to be assessed, that has been provided. The general character and dominant effect of the matter alleged to be grossly indecent or scurrilous or intended for blackmail. Any evidence offered or called by or on behalf of the accused person as to his intention in committing any of the acts specified in this section, that is also to be said. This is 292A, printing, etc. 293, sale, etc. of obscene objects to young persons. Here, the punishment is more because when obscene objects are sold to the young persons, that will affect their moral character. That's why section 293 provides whoever sells, lets to hire, distributes, exhibits, or circulates to any person under the age of 20 years any such obscene object as is referred to in the last reading section or offers or attempt to do so shall be punished on first conviction with imprisonment by either detention for a term which may extend to 3 years and with fine which may extend to 200, and in the event of a second conviction, subsequent conviction with imprisonment by either detention for a term which may extend to 7 years and also fine which may extend to 500 years. Now 294A, keeping lottery office. Keeping a lottery office is also prohibited. Whoever 294 first, that is obscene acts and suits. This section is very commonly used in many cases. When there is a dispute or there is a fighting or there is any incident, particularly quarrel, and is part of the moment somebody abuses another in obscene words, obscene language. So that's section 294. This is a cognizable offense. What it says, it is a 3 months, both cognizable. Cognizable means what? In such case, the police can is bound to register the affair once the report is given. What section 294(7 provides? Whoever to the annoyance of others, whoever to the annoyance of others does any obscene act in any public place. It does any obscene act. Obscene act is done. Somebody that becomes naked, that is also an obscene act. Whoever that is annoyance of others, whoever to the annoyance of others does any obscene act or sings, recites, or utters. Three things. Sings, recites, or utters any obscene songs, ballad, or words, even uttering a obscene word, that is punishable under section 290. Whoever to the annoyance of others, whoever to the annoyance of others, annoyance is one of the ingredients. If that doesn't cause annoyance, then offense is not there. Whoever to the annoyance of others does any obscene act in any public place, in public place. That is annoyance of others. It is very science, recites, or utters any obscene songs, ballad, or words in or near any public place. That is public level to the annoyance of others. Then shall be punished with imprint by either description of term, which may extend to 3 months, or with fine, or with. This is section 290. Obscene words. Abusing somebody in obscene words in a public place. In a public place. Suppose on a private place, somebody abuses, then that may not be applicable. What it says? To the does any obscene act, signs, recites, utters any other songs, ballad, or words in or near any public place. Suppose near a public place somebody abuses, then do it. If public place is not near that public place or in a public place. But to attract section 294, then that means the obscene words must be uttered in a public place, near a public place. To the annoyance of others. To the annoyance of others. Then section 294 is a 294A, keeping lottery office. Whoever keeps any office or place for the purpose of drawing any lottery, not being a state lottery. If that lottery is there, that is exemption. Whoever keeps any office or place for drawing any lottery, not being a state lottery, or a lottery authorized by the state government. If the state government had authorized any lottery, apart from that, without such authority, shall be punished with imprisonment for either taxation for a term which may extend to 6 months or with fine. And whoever publishes any proposal to pay any sum or to deliver any goods or to do or forbid doing anything for the benefit of any person on any event or contingency relative or applicable to the drawing of any ticket, lot, number, or figure in any such lottery shall be punished with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees. You might have seen commonly some lotteries played during Puja Mandap and collecting fine. This section 294, second part is applicable. That is, whoever publishes any proposal to pay any sum or to deliver any goods, no lottery, or to do or forbid doing anything for the benefit of any person or an event or contingency relative or applicable to the drawing of any ticket, lot, number, or figure in any such lottery shall be punished with fine which may extend to 1,000 rupees. 295A, 295, it is of offense relating to religion. Every chapter we find different offense against religion, offense against morality, offense against public servant. This chapter XB relates the offense relating to religion. So section 295 provides who was injuring or defiling place of worship with intent to insult the religion of any class. Defiling means that is making unholy. So whoever destroys, damages, or defiles any place of worship, destroys, damages, or defiles a place of worship, or any object held sacred by any class of person, or either any place of worship, or whoever destroys, damages any object or defiles any object held sacred by any class of person, but with the intention of thereby insulting the religion of any class of person. That is, with the intention of insulting the religion of any class of person, whoever destroys, damages, or defiles any place of worship or any object that is destroys, damages, or defiles any object which is held as sacred by any class of person, but for the intention insulting the religion of any class of person, or with the knowledge that any class of person is likely to consider such destruction, damage, or defilement as an insult to their religion, shall be punished with imprisonment for either district term for a term which is extended to 2 years or with fine. This is, what is this? This is a cognizable offense. What it is a cognizable offense? It is a non-valuable, travelable by the magistrate. Section 295A, deliberate and malicious act intended to outrage religious feelings of any class by insulting its religion or religious belief. Nobody else, because India is a secular country, every citizen, every person is at liberty to exercise his religion and to do whatever thing according to his religion. So, if deliberate and malicious acts, deliberate intentionally, if somebody maliciously does an act with an intention to outrage the religious feeling of any other class, by insulting its religion, religious belief, that is punishable. Whoever with deliberate and knowingly or malicious intention, intentionally or malicious intention, but of outraging the religious feeling of any class of citizen of India, by words either spoken or written, or by signs, by visible representation or otherwise, insults or attempt to insult the religion of any religious belief. Where insult the religion of any religious belief of that class shall be punished with imprisonment or either death for a term with maximum to 3 years or with fine. 296. Disturbing religious assembly. Suppose there is a religious assembly. Some persons are gathered for a religious person. Whoever disturbs, that is disturbing religious assembly. Whoever voluntarily causes disturbance to any assembly lawfully engaged in the performance of religious worship. Disturbs any assembly lawfully engaged in performance of religious worship or religious ceremonies shall be punished with imprisonment either description for a term which may extend to 1 year and with fine. 297. Trespassing on burial places, etc. Whoever, with the intention of wounding the feeling of any person or of insulting the religion of any person, or with the knowing, with knowledge that the feeling of any person are likely to be wounded, or that the religion of any person is likely to be insulted there, but he enters, commits trespass in any place of worship, commits trespass in any place of worship, or any place of sepulture, or any place set apart for the performance of funeral rites, or as a depository for the remains of the dead, or upon any indignity to any human corpse, or causes disturbance to any person assembled for the performance of funeral ceremonies, shall be punished with imprisonment by the prescription for a term which may extend to 1 year or with fine or with. This is uttering words, etc., with the deliberate intent to wound religious feelings of any person, that is punishable under section 298. Whoever with the deliberate intention of wounding the religious feeling of any person, deliberate intention with the intention to wound the religious feeling of another person, utters any words or makes any sound in the hearing of that person, or makes any gesture, uttering, sound making, or showing any gesture in the sight of that person or place any object in the sign of that person. That is what were delivered to ending the religious killing of religion. Then he shows any, makes any gesture, utters any words, or that is, or makes any sound, that shall be punished with imprisonment for a prescription or a term, which may extend to 1 year, or with fine, or with death. This is not safe. That is the offense, that is offense against religion. Section now will discuss the provisions in chapter XVI of the Indian Penal Code, that is of offences affecting the human body. This chapter is very, very important. Most of the offences are committed affecting human body. This chapter begins with section 299 till section 377. These are the offences against human body. The offences against human body are punishable. There are various sections deal the offences against human body. In the first, that is section 299, that is culpable homicide. What is culpable homicide? Let us discuss what is culpable. Culpable means punishable. Homicide means killing of a human being. So when the killing of a human being is punishable, we say that is culpable homicide. Culpable homicide. There may be homicide which is not punishable. For an example, if a homicide is called in exercise of right of private defense, it is not punishable. This is, but culpable homicide, you should know what is culpable homicide. Whoever causes death in culpable homicide, first there should be death. Whoever causes death, how? By doing an act. He does an act with the intention of causing death. That act was done with the intention of causing death. Whoever causes death by doing an act, that act is intended to cause death, or with the intention of causing such bodily injury, or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, or with the intention of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, not certainty, as is likely to cause death, or with the knowledge that he is likely by such act, or with the knowledge that is likely by such act to cause death, commits the offense of culpable homicide. So, to understand the offense, what is murder and what is not murder, first you should know what is culpable homicide. At least you should remember the definition of culpable homicide as provided in section 299 of the Indian Penal. Unless you remember this section, unless you understand this section, it will not be easy for you to understand what is murder. Because first you should understand what is culpable homicide. First, whoever causes death. Death is caused. How? By doing an act. And that act is caused with, it was done with the intention of causing death. That is called violence. First, whoever causes death by doing an act with intention of causing death. Here, there is no intention of causing death of somebody, death of a particular person. With intention of causing death of somebody, an act is caused. This whoever with intention of causing death, then he causes an act. But here, whoever causes death is caused. How? By doing an act with intention of causing death, or with intention of causing such bodily injury which is likely to cause death. First, second, or with intention does an act. Similarly, a person does an act with an intention to cause such bodily injury which is likely to cause death. Third, whoever causes death by doing an act with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, then he commits the offense of culpable homicide. That's to understand. Again, at the cost of repetition, we should know whoever causes death, but by doing an act with the intention of causing death. First, or whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing such bodily injury, with intention of cause such bodily injury which is likely to cause death. Second, whoever causes death by doing an act with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death commits culpable homicide. Illustration will make it clear, because he lays stick and tough over a pit. He did this act. He laid stick and tough over a pit with the intention of thereby causing death. What is that intention? That by laying that turf and stick on a pit with the intention of causing death, or with the knowledge that death is likely to be thereby caused. With the knowledge, with intention of causing death, or the knowledge death is likely to be caused. J, believing the ground to be firm, treads on it, falls in and is killed. He has committed the offense of culpable homicide. Why it is not called? Because if the A had intention of causing death, then that will be treated as a. So what is only a death is intention of causing the death, not a particular person. Here, whoever causes death by doing an act with intention of causing death, or whoever causes death by doing an act with the intention of causing such bodily injury which is likely to cause death, or whoever causes death by doing an act with the knowledge that he is likely by such act to cause death, commits culpable homicide. Second illustration, A knows J to be behind a bush. A knows. This illustration sometimes you find as a problem in examination. A knows J to be behind a bush. B does not know. A knows Z is behind a bush, but B does not know. A intending to cause or knowing it to be likely to cause Z, intending to cause or likely to cause Z, induces B to fire at the bush. Induces B to fire at it. B fires and kills Z. Here B may be guilty of no offense, but Z has committed the offense of culpable homicide. B has not committed it because B doesn't know. He may fire. A, by shooting at the fowl with intent to kill and steal it, kills B, who is behind a bush. A, not knowing that he was there. Here, although A was doing an unlawful act, he was not guilty of culpable homicide, as he did not intend to kill me. There is no intention of killing me. Or to cause death by doing an act that he knew was likely to cause death. Here, B, who is believed to be a ghost, A not knowing that he was there. Here, although A was doing unlawful act, he was not guilty of culpable omission, as he did not intend to kill me, or to cause death, or by doing an act that he knew was likely to cause death. Explanation 1, 2, 3 are very, very important. A person who causes bodily injury to another who is laboring under a disorder, disease, or bodily infirmity, and thereby accelerate the death of that other, shall be deemed to have caused his death. This person who causes bodily injury to another who is laboring under a disorder. There is some disease there, there is some disorder or bodily injury, and a person causes bodily injury to that person, and thereby accelerate the death of that other, shall be deemed to have caused. That is giving expansion 2. Where death is caused by bodily injury, the person who causes such bodily injury shall be deemed to have caused the death, although by resorting to proper remedies and skillful treatment, the death might have been prevented. Where death is caused by bodily injury, suppose by bodily injury death is caused, but the person who caused such bodily injury shall be deemed to have caused death, then it is to be deemed to be treated that such person has caused death. Although by resorting to proper remedies, by giving proper medical treatment, skillful treatment, the death might not have occurred, or the death might have been prevented. Expansion 3. The causing of the death of a child in the mother's womb is not homicide. This question is put. When death of a child is caused in the mother's womb, that may not be treated as homicide, but it may amount to culpable homicide. But it will be treated as culpable homicide. To cause the death of a living child, culpable homicide of causing death of a living child, if any part of that child, any part of the body of that child has been brought forth, though the child may not have breathed or been completely born. Though the child might not have breathed, might not have completely born, but if any part of the child which was brought out from the mother's womb, then that will be treated as culpable. What it says? The causing of the death of a child in the mother's womb is not homicide. That will not be treated as homicide. But it may amount to culpable, but the death of a child will amount to culpable homicide. But homicide to cause death of a living child. What is homicide? Cause the death of a living child. If any part of the child has been brought forth because of some child, though the child may not have breathed or been completely born. Must you understand? This is homicide. In the next class, we will discuss what is murder. Thank you.